Hey, welcome back. More glitches in the Matrix stories for you today. Hope you like it. First glitch. After reading all the wild experiences here, I thought I should share mine. I can't explain it, but it definitely felt like a glitch in the Matrix. I grew up in a monolingual household in the middle of Kansas. The only language I've ever spoken is English, and my attempts at learning Spanish in high school were, let's just say, less than successful. A couple of months ago, I went to this local diner. There was a family sitting at a table near mine, speaking in a language I didn't recognize. It was melodic. Sounded nice, but it was all Greek to me, or so I thought. Then, out of nowhere, I understood them. Not just a word or two, but full sentences. They were discussing their vacation plans, talking about places they wanted to visit, food they wanted to try. I was so shocked I literally dropped my fork, and then, without even thinking, I turned to them and said something in their language. I have no idea how, but it just came out naturally, like I'd been speaking it all my life. They looked as surprised as I was, happy to meet someone speaking their language in the middle of nowhere. They responded back, and we had a short conversation before they left. They were speaking Romanian. I'd never heard Romanian before that day, let alone learned it. But in that diner, for those few minutes, I was fluent in it. As soon as they left, it was gone. I couldn't understand or speak a word of it. I tried to repeat what I remembered saying, looked up the words, and they were accurate. I have no idea how or why this happened. It was like, for a brief moment, I tapped into some alternate version of me who spoke Romanian. It hasn't happened since with Romanian or any other language. Has anyone else experienced anything like this? It's one of the weirdest things that's ever happened to me, and any insights would be appreciated. Next glitch. I live in an apartment with this massive window facing the street. Last night I wanted some fresh air, so I decided to open it. Thing is, it just wouldn't budge. Mad frustrated, I gave it a hard slam. My hand went right through the glass, only there wasn't any glass. No shatter, no shards, nothing. It was like the glass was never there. Terrified, I pulled my hand back. I tentatively reached out again, and my hand bumped against solid glass, not sure what happened and how my hand went through the glass. Still gives me chills. Next glitch. Be me, 37, average guy, small town teacher. Wake up one day, everything feels weird, like I've done it all before. Brush it off as a weird mood. Start noticing that I know things I shouldn't. Barista's name at new coffee place. Answered a random trivia on the radio. A car accident before it happens. Weirded out, start writing down predictions. Almost always spot on, even win the freaking lottery. Fun at first, then start getting scared. Visit neurologist thinking my brain is messed up. Tests come back normal. Life becomes like a weird premonition-filled Groundhog Day. One day, get a strong feeling about a fire at my old school. Rush over, try to warn everyone. No one takes me seriously. Fire breaks out. Manage to get everyone out. Hailed as a hero, but also a suspect. Now stuck in a cycle of trying to prove my innocence while living with constant deja vu. Next glitch. A year ago, I was at work on the top floor of my office building. It was late and I was the only one left. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw someone walking towards the elevator. I looked up and saw it was me. The other me got into the elevator and the doors closed. I ran towards the elevator, meaning to go down after him, but the doors opened as soon as I pressed the button. The elevator was empty. I always thought those doppelganger stories were fake until that night. I still don't know what to make of it. Next glitch. One day, at my old apartment, I was on the phone with a friend discussing our weekend plans. I was pacing around the living room while talking when I decided to grab a snack. I opened the fridge, browsed a bit, then closed it. I distinctly remembered my reflection in the glossy fridge door. I turned around and walked back towards the living room. As I passed the fridge again, I glanced at it and, to my shock, saw my reflection still standing on the surface on the fridge, appearing to browse inside. I froze in shock, watched my fridge doppelganger motionlessly, and then it was gone. I never told anyone about it out of fear they'd think I was losing it. But till today, that fridge reflection incident doesn't quite sit right with me. Next glitch. So this is something that happened when I was in college. For the entire semester, I had this classmate named Jess, and we were pretty close. We'd partner up in labs, study together, that sort of thing. One day, near the end of the semester, I walked into class and found a guy I know sitting in Jess's seat. Naturally, I asked him where Jess was, but he looked at me cluelessly and was like, "Who's Jess?" I laughed it off as a joke because he was a common friend and definitely knew who Jess was. But he was being uncooperative, so later I asked the professor, who also had no memory of a student named Jess. I went around asking everyone, even checked the class roster, but there was no record of Jess ever existing. I still have the notes she lent me, the texts we exchanged, but apparently my dear classmate Jess never was. Next glitch. Okay, so I had the weirdest thing happen at work yesterday. I was chatting with a coworker in my cubicle when I dropped my pen. Nothing big, right? It rolled under my desk, a few feet away. I went to pick it up. Now it's halfway across the office, right next to the copier. My coworker saw the whole thing, and he's as baffled as I am. It wasn't like it rolled over there. There's carpet, no slope, no wind, and plus, that's like 20 feet. I still can't explain how a pen managed to teleport right in front of my eyes. Next glitch. Our house has 2 baths, one downstairs and the one upstairs where the bedrooms are. One night I was feeling lazy, so I decided to use the downstairs bath. I ran the water, tossed in a bath bomb, and went out to let it fill up. After 10 minutes, I made my way back, absent-mindedly opened the bathroom door, and nearly had a heart attack. The bath was completely bone dry, not a single drop of water, and the bath bomb was still wrapped on the counter. I thought I mixed up the bathrooms, but no. Popped upstairs, and the other bathroom was just as dry. Still cannot fathom where the sound of running water came from, or whether I was going insane. Still gives me goosebumps thinking about it. Next glitch. When I was studying at the university, I lived in shared dorms. One day, all my roommates went out, so I was alone, hanging out in our shared lounge area. Whenever we're alone, we usually lock the doors just to feel secure. So when I heard soft footsteps walking down the hallway, I was a bit startled. I took a peep through the keyhole and I could see myself approaching the door with a glass of water in hand. I was shaken up but didn't move. Peeking through the hole, I saw myself take a sip from the glass and turn around, heading back to my room. I opened the door immediately, but there was no one in the hallway. Next glitch. In my apartment building, all the units are pretty identical. One evening, I got home after a long day, inserted my key, and entered, only to find it wasn't my apartment. Absolutely everything was just a mirror image. Left side stuff moved to the right and vice versa. Same furniture, but different positions. I froze for a second, processing the entire thing before I checked the apartment number. To my surprise, it was correct. For a moment, I doubted my sanity, until I walked out and re-entered. Everything was back to normal. Next glitch. So I work at this office building, right? Kind of a huge complex and tons of people around all the time. Got in early one day, like 6 a.m. or something, and the place was mostly empty. Walked into the elevator, hit the button for my floor, the 12th one. The doors closed, could feel the elevator moving. After like 20 seconds or so, the doors open. I step out and almost shit myself. I was somehow on the ground floor lobby, right back where I started. And it gets weirder. The whole building was bustling, people everywhere, and the giant wall clock showed it was 9 a.m. Nobody ever mentioned seeing me earlier that day. Are you still awake? Then hit that subscribe button. Thank you for listening.